It was fine.
Why did you laugh like that? What happened over at your weekend?
I went to a party all through Saturday and I was tired. I was not sleeping on Sunday.
I don't understand.
Like
Okay.
from Saturday morning till late in the night, I was at a party.
Family gathering, I mean.
Kind of. See, I crashed that party. They didn't invite me. I invited myself.
Wait, what? Nima, you went to do Mogomo, yeah. We don't do that over here, please.
Actually, it's my friend's cousin was getting married. She didn't tell me. They told my dad, and I was like, "See, I have to go. Give me my own invite too." So that's sort of crashing the party because I didn't get the invite in the first place. I
So you
asked.
went with your dad.
No, I went with my friend. Go with my dad. I cannot go to party with a man.
Okay. Me ask me how my weekend went.
For me, I know you were not feeling well. How are you now?
I'm good. All things considered, we thank God. Life, see, good health is we cannot. It's so underemphasized, but we
Yeah.
cannot overemphasize the fact that if you have good health, you don't know what God has done for you because good health. Oh my gosh, having good health, being okay. So I'm the sort of person that when I'm ill, everything crashes with me because of I have such a big I do everything with energy. I do everything with power. So whenever I I fall ill, it's like the forest has gone down.
Exactly. I can't even match your energy most times. I'm like, what?
But my children didn't let. Okay, Saturday I slept with interruptions from my son. Sunday I didn't even sleep. Let me not lie because that boy decided that me and him were going to. So it's hard for moms to say for moms to be ill because the children will keep on disturbing. My husband wasn't in on Saturday, so it was just me and them. So I did so I couldn't lock the door of the room because they will have to be coming in. I just in a way I'm ill, I'm sleeping, but my ear is open because I have to make sure that those children are okay and they're not killing themselves. You
That's
understand?
because you mommies are too nice. But dear Mimi, want to see,
Nima, I'll wait for you to get married and have children, and then we shall have this conversation at whatever year that happens.
my mommy
But
always
yes,
tells me that I'm a lot, but well,
no, see, I'm not gonna say anything. There are a lot of people that are the best parents who haven't gotten children yet. They don't have children yet. The best parents are the ones that don't have children yet. That's how I put it.
not true.
Because they say, "Oh, I'm gonna," until it happens. It's how parents say, "I'm never going to allow my children take sweets or take fizzy drinks or watch cartoon." This is where we are, all of us together. Anyway, starting off with the Punch newspaper, 2027 INEC listing silences doubters. Wike PDP insist. Also on the Punch newspaper, we have soldier, police officer killed as army rescues 9 abductees in Zamfara.
Moving on to the Guardian newspaper, militants surrender arms as troops seize more weapons in Southeast. Also on the Guardian, DLA presidential candidate condemns unequal attention to Borno kidnapped school children.
Yeah, we've still been on this. Those kids haven't been brought back, and we are maybe close to day 100 at this point because as I when the kids from Orire local government were this Orire school, primary school were brought back, we're on day 40, 45 or 56, I do recall. But yes, next up we have in the This Day newspaper, security, federal government creates dedicated safe schools department to coordinate across 774 local governments. This is not a new phenomenon. This has been going on since I don't know. Every day, safe schools, but our schools are still not safe. House committee on public petitions accuse MDAs of evading summons. Those are the headlines from This Day newspaper.
Moving on to the Daily Trust, gunmen abduct Niger village head, demand 80 million naira ransom. Woman murdered over alleged witchcraft in Bauchi.
Did we not talk about jungle justice last week? What is wrong with
Yeah,
people? In the Vanguard newspaper, gunmen attack Enugu church as security operatives intensify rescue of abducted victims. Also in the Vanguard newspaper, parents are behind exam malpractice, not students. Says, oh yeah, when I saw this, I was quite surprised and taken aback. And someone were like, why are you surprised? But if we have enough time, we will get into it
Why
with
are you
our analysis.
surprised?
I do not know that parents do used to do this, honestly. Maybe
Maybe parents didn't do that.
yeah, my parents didn't, so I cannot relate. Okay, moving on to the premium type newspaper.
Woman dies as car crashes into building in Lagos.
Oh dear.
Nigeria deploys 86 troops to ECOWAS peace mission in Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah. When is Nigeria going to deploy 86 groups to the bushes and to the forest where they've kidnapped all our children? But we all know what we're doing. In the Nation newspaper, we have DSS community vigilantes neutralize bandit kingpin Idi Abasu Aiki, 60 others in Katsina. That is great news. Oshoba Atta urged solution-driven criticism at Bakare's book launch.
Moving on to the cable newspaper, presidency replies article says increased FAAC allocation most visible impacts of petrol subsidy removal. Let bygones be bygones. Wike declares end to political feud with Fubara in Rivers.
Hey, I to love you. Or the best all those involved. Daily Post, we have bandits kingpin, 60 others dead as DSS vigilante foil bloody Katsina attack. We saw that as well in Nation newspaper. Flash floods hit 4 Yobe local governments, render many families homeless. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Moving on to the Tribune newspaper, ABC to Tinubu. Apply Oyo rescue model to free kidnapped victims in Kwara, Borno. 2027. Kwankwaso receives Kano APC's defectors into NDC.
Oh.
And finally, from the pen pushing,
we have traffickers conceal cocaine in wooden mortar backpack bound for China and Italy. Lobato. Suspected cable vandal electrocuted to death in Jigawa State. I don't mean to laugh at that one, but okay. Those are the headlines from the dailies this morning. As usual, we're about to go into the reason why we're here with our analyst, Emmanuel Olunade, who I see has joined us. Good morning.
Olunade.
Whoa, Fibile. Good morning.
Well, good morning. I don't expect my surname to be causing rancor. So for me, I would give you a 30 minutes class on how to pronounce Olunade. So
Olunade.
very simple. You don't need to use phonetics to pronounce
Olunade. I did not use phonetics to pronounce it now.
You don't use phonetics. Olunade is fine.
How was your weekend, Libby?
Well, my weekend was great. Had a very good weekend, and thank God for life. We are here. August is starting. I wish you guys a prosperous month of August. The year is gradually coming to an end. So, and I also hope that you ladies enjoyed your weekend.
Oh, me, I was ill over the weekend, so
yeah, I enjoyed mine.
Yeah. But Nima went for a party, so
well, I hope she was the life of the party.
She was not the life of the party, I can promise you that one.
Was it the Jarvis Speller? She got an invitation to go.
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
You didn't even ask her. Is that where you went to, my sister?
You want to get an invitation for me, Emmanuel? Leave me alone.
Maybe Jarvis Speller. Well, congratulations.
I didn't think about congratulations to you and everyone who celebrated. Okay, let's get into it this morning. Fresh debate over Tinubu's qualification. I dilly-dallied as to whether or not what to do, but I said that, look, this is a trending topic. The publication, this is from the Daily Trust, as with other dailies this morning, the publication of President Bola Ahmed's nomination documents for the 2027 presidential election by INEC has rekindled public interest in the controversy surrounding his educational credentials, which featured in the 2023 election litigation. This is from the Daily Trust paper. And so basically what had happened was the INEC has, printed out all the documents for the presidential election by all the aspiring candidates, the sitting president, Atiku, Peter Obi, and the like. And every other person has their first living certificate and their WASC without the schools being mentioned, by the way, and then their university documents, right? Same with Peter Obi of the NDC, article of the ADC, Peter Obi of the NDC, and then there was, so obviously there's been reactions because there was the omission of Tinubu's primary and secondary school qualifications, which now obviously brought back what happened during the 2023 elections as well. However, one of the a particular lawyer, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mumini Jimo, said, look, it's one of the most basic qualifications prescribed for presidential candidates. Pay is impossible for anyone who does not possess the prerequisite qualification to validly contest in the election. I'm trying to look for, there's a particular person who said, Taye Oniyide had said no, that the omission doesn't carry any adverse legal consequence. It's more of a constitutional qualification or a moral qualification. And of course, there's been reactions with this because if other people are if INEC is posting others, why is this one such a big deal? INEC has now come to say, look, we actually did publish these things for public scrutiny so that nobody will come and say, one thing, right? And if you recall, INEC has been seen as biased toward the sitting president. So is this a Oluko, our hands are clean, no, we're not actually biased? Or is this a, look, maybe the president is hiding something, which is what the ADC and the NDC, amongst others, are saying? But Emmanuel, what say you? Okay, so it's the ADC and the NDC who are concerned and saying that he's hiding things, but the Labour Party is saying, oh, they're not. But if you recall, in the last election, everybody was all up in arms saying that he was hiding something. So it's just like a lot of back and forth with this. So Emmanuel, what say you with regards to this?
Well, I don't think this should be a controversy because from the inception, even the late Gani Faweyimi dealt with Tinubu certificates, credentials. Even the Festus Keyamo that you see now as Minister for Aviation dealt with this same stuff, saying Bola Ahmed Tinubu forged certificates back there. So it is no longer news and it should not cause controversy. Because during the last election, his Chicago State University was put on test.
Yeah.
And the Election Petition Tribunal and the Supreme Court said Atiku had no case based on that, that the certificate was forged. But the truth is, in time past, Tinubu has given you secondary schools he went to in Nigeria. You fought him. And what happened now is the fact that the Constitution makes it easy. It says that section, I think 318 sub 1, state that equivalent of first school livings, what's it called? Your secondary school living certificate. So at least your secondary school living certificate or its equivalent. So Tinubu has provided you something that is greater than secondary school certificate. I don't think there is any reason to fight that. The truth is, INEC is not empowered to investigate certificates. INEC is only empowered to publish details of people who are contesting, and they've done it as stipulated by the Constitution. So anybody that feels like Tinubu needs to provide this, which for me, I'm not a lawyer, but which my basic knowledge of law tells me that at least secondary school living certificate. So you can produce your WAEC result. If you have something higher, you can produce. So if you feel like you need to scrutinize why your president or your president that is seeking a re-election has not provided a secondary or primary school certificate, then you can take that up in the court of law. It is the court of law that can maybe compel him to actually provide that. But as far as INEC is concerned, they've done their job. And I don't think this should be an issue because we've dwelt over this from 1999 up to now. And there seems not to be an headway. The man said he went to school, he said he worked for some companies, he said he did this, he did that. And he has been saying it, that he did it, he went to school. Chicago has always been where he said he's good. Chicago has always been where he said we started working. So I think at this point, and we've not gotten an evidence, we've not gotten classmates to come forward, but has maintained that he went there. So, well, there's little or nothing I can say because when he went to those places, I wasn't even born. So there's little or nothing I can say to that. But the truth is, I'm just saying. But the truth is, this should not be the controversy we stay on. I think the opposition should know better that this is already a dead end, because during the
Mm.
last election petition tribunal, this was used and it didn't work. This has always been used and it didn't work. So this is more like a dead end. You can't be trying to oust Bola Ahmed Tinubu from power, and you are trying to say that, oh, he didn't submit his secondary school certificate. He has given his university certificate. So what legally, I think there's no basis, but maybe morally is what people are trying to appeal to. But do Nigerians, can we be appealed to morally? Nothing. We can't be appealed
Mm.
to morally. Our morality is tagged to what we get. Our morality is tagged to coins that fall at the table for us, and then we lose all morals. So I think at this point, Tinubu's certificate, secondary school or primary school, should not be a burden, should not be something that are scattered. What we should be looking at is, he said he went to Chicago State University, and has it been able to organize the country, make the country good in Chicago style? Atiku has primary school, secondary school, university. He said he has an MSc or so from one university in 2020. And well, will he be able to lead us right if he's given the power? Obi is a master, has his BA in philosophy. Went to Christ the King's College Onitsha, and I think went to St. Augustine also there. And these things are visible. But if someone tells you, I don't want to tell you the secondary school I went to, based on the fact that if the law says that the highest you have to submit is your secondary school leaving certificate, then we'll be compelled to ask Bola Ahmed Tinubu to give us a secondary school leaving certificate and tell us where he went to. But the law just benched it that if you are contesting for the position of the president, the lowest you can submit is first school. So if I have a PhD, I might decide to remove others and put my PhD certificate there for you people. So there's no legal standing, it's just moral standing. And it's because this controversy has always been there for a while. I don't know the kind of form they feel, whether it gives you to mention reason why the certificates are not there. But I think it is the opposition should get serious and not be dwelling on making a fuse out of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's school history. Because during the last election, they made it about that and it didn't work out for them. And now that the court has ruled before then that, well, I think the court ruled back then, if I remember really well, that the issue of certificates is a pre-election matter that should have been dealt with. Maybe if Atiku wants now, he can now quickly deal with the issue of a certificate and try to get a speedy judgment on that before the election. Because if I remember me right, I think it was a pre-election that classified it there. So that ought to be done. But anything after the election, you can't be telling me that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not have secondary school or did not have primary school. There was a president we had, they said his certificate got burnt. WAEC executive member and all them, they came to his villa to present him a new certificate. So there's no need for us to be going over this where there are
I get
serious
you.
issues. So I think my problem most times the opposition is they have misplaced priority. They have
Mm.
places they could have hit the presidency, but instead they focus on frivolities. I don't even know, and start saying something. And I think at this point, I'll just align with the Labour Party that said it's not part of our business as long as it's not breaking the law. If you want to be certificate as a citizen, I think you have right. You can go to the court, make your standing known, and then ask the court to compel the president to produce his secondary school certificate, because you want to be sure if he actually went to school, so that he can lead you. So it depends on the court. It doesn't depend on INEC. INEC have done their job. Tinubu has done his job. Anybody that is not convinced that Tinubu has done his job by uploading the certificate and what he ought to upload, then the person can approach the court of law. But making it a issue and giving us another headache about it is what we don't want to go through. We've been going through this for long, and I've mentioned people that if I were in me, Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, when they were on the other side, they fought all these things. What was his name? Daniel Bawala, that speaks for the president, is telling us that the president went to school now. Fought and said Tinubu did not go to school how many years ago? About 3.5 years ago. And said all sorts of things. But one thing I like about Tinubu is he makes you eat your words, and all of them now, they are eating their words, and that is just it. So even the people fighting today, if Tinubu gives them an opportunity to cross to the other side and gives them a seat at the table, they will tell you that, oh, you went to school, that the school, something, they will just give you all the story. So basically, I don't think this is something we should dwell on for long. I think opposition
Yeah.
should do something, make it opposition. Look at Archbishop Cardinal And I
I
can
was about to
look at
go there.
look at
Yes,
how he spoke. Just 30 minutes interview, and the whole of presidency, the whole of
it's
APC
going up and down.
is
Yes,
having serious headache. Having that is not an opposition, just a religious figure who has always
yeah.
spoken out. And look at how the old what's it called, APC and presidency, they are fighting to
Gigi
disclaim, to
Haga.
do everything to discredit. So that is not an opposition. I think maybe some of those spokespeople that just come out and speak without substance. You know, you can speak, but we speak without substance. You take a clue from what Cardinal Onayeka has done. If Matthew Asankuka comes out to speak now, speak against the government, you see all of them running around trying to discredit what he has said. But you see opposition figures speaking, except maybe for Peter Obi, that gives them a bit of headache when he speaks, and then they always run to attack him. But apart from Peter Obi, I've told you, there has not been any opposition, and I've not seen opposition spokesperson. They just made me miss the days of the likes of Lai Mohammed as opposition spokesperson, and as even the current as the spokesperson of the presidency. Just make me look at people like Garba Shehu, who did a fantastic job. Spokesperson is a fantastic job also, but for both for the ruling party and opposition. But I just see people who are now more like an attack dog, not speaking with substance and facts for both the ruling party and the opposition. So they need to do better. The ADC has a very strong man as their spokesperson. That's Madam Bolaji Ablai, former minister and former commissioner in Kwara State. They have him there, but I just feel like they could do more. They could do more because the way the Catholic bishop and Cardinal Onayeka has spoken and everywhere went over for the APC. They didn't even say much. He just said no, they didn't. They wanted to use us as optics. So
Yeah,
we
he
told the
didn't even
president
like,
the truth.
yeah.
We told him the truth. He wasn't comfortable with it. We told him the truth, and he said the people. And I've always said this: there are people surrounding him and lying to him that everything is well when nothing is well, and that's the danger of leadership. People you surround yourself with can be the beginning of your downfall or can be the beginning of your elevation, because if they don't tell you the truth, and mostly that some leaders don't like hearing the truth. But anyway, some of us will always say the truth to them. So that is the irony. But they need to maybe take a clue, learn from this, or maybe go and sit down at the feet of Cardinal Onayeka and learn how to speak. Because speak with substance, not speak with partisan politics and propaganda. If you speak with substance, Nigeria will relate, and things will go well. So Tinubu certificate stuff is not something that I feel we should just do it because
I
there's
get
nothing
you.
coming out of it.
Yeah, speaking of the cardinal, when I saw the video on, was it Saturday or Sunday? Interestingly, we sort of talked about the president when they went to see him on Friday, and at this point the cardinal hadn't granted any interview, so we didn't even know what was going to come out of it. But what did he actually say? He said, I mean, what Nigerians want is someone who feels the pulse of the people and can speak to the truth that, look, people are actually suffering, people are hungry, the economy is turning on its own, people are going through the most. And that's literally what he said. And to hear that the president discarded or rejected his assessment of the Nigerian economy or the hardship that people are feeling is so interesting, because everybody and their mother has come out to also reject what the cardinal has said. And for me, it just goes to show that the people that we have in government, do they really have us in mind? Really? Because he spoke to the truth. Like, what I would have thought that all of them should have been like, actually, it's true. Okay, they probably wouldn't say actually it's true. But there's a better way to have gone around this than trying to make it seem like he's lying. I think it was Bala that came out and said, "Oh, he spoke for the Catholics, he didn't speak for the Christians." It's like you're just nitpicking, you're nitpicking at things that you don't have to nitpick at, and it's just getting out of hand. Atiku, of course, in true opposition. I feel like one of the things that Atiku has been, I've not been hearing his voice before this time, but he has been coming strong as
Election is coming. That's Atiku style. Okay, election
we
is
cannot
coming.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nima, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't think Nima can hear us.
Okay. I don't know. But basically, I think one of the things that for me has been a standing point for opposition is the fact that Atiku just resume opposition now. Election is coming. But
Yeah.
the truth about it is, see, after the Pope in Catholic setting is the cardinals that is left. Growing up, I went to a Catholic school, and one person I was quite familiar with is called Pope John Paul II.
Mm-hmm.
Pope John Paul II, I think, was also very vocal, and I think was it the one of Pope Benedict that ensured communists didn't thrive in Poland, and they're enjoying what they're enjoying now. What the bishops and the leaders in Catholic Church do is they see themselves as the conscience of the nation. They are not really like our Pentecostals, bishops, and our Pentecostal pastors. They see themselves that they are upholding they're standing a spiritual place. And don't forget also, during Buhari's regime, this also happened. That they went to Buhari and told him that his appointment is loop-sided. That Buhari was appointing Northerners as a representative, that North Central was not getting appointments. Buhari also came out to present the fact and say, no, this is not happening, this is not this is not that, without abusing anybody. See, when you cannot defend what you stand for, you end up abusing people, because abuse is the only way that takes you out of the quagmire you found yourself, which is not something that I feel is good. He has spoken. Come out with facts to tell him that what he has said is not true. Wake up and tell him that these things you've said, Cardinal, this is the truth. Maybe you might not know. The economic has improved. This has done this, this has done this. But as usual, spokesperson for the presidency have never been people that come at you with facts rather than propaganda. But I also think that in them speaking propaganda, which is a tool in politics, maybe they can take a clue from Lai Mohammed's school of thought and school of reason, who did it very well for 8 years for the late President Muhammadu Buhari as his minister. So at this point, Nigerians can judge whether the bishops live. But the truth is, if you don't choose life, you choose death, it's still your choice. God does not. We pray to God and He answers our prayer. But your ultimate decision
Can
lies
you hear me?
with you.
Hi, Nima. Can you hear us?
Okay, I can hear you now. I was speaking on the article from the cable newspaper where Professor Isaac Oloyede said parents are the ones planning and facilitating examination malpractice now.
Hold on, Nima. We were speaking because I think we're having technical issues because we were already speaking about the cardinal. When was the last time you heard us?
Where you were still discussing the controversy about the president's certificates. That was the last time I heard you.
Oh wow. I don't even know what to say.
In the other article about the cable newspaper.
Imana, do you want to go to that one or you want to continue what you were talking about?
Let me finish my line of thought so
Thank
that
Yes,
my
we
head
can
will
hear
not
you.
burst up this morning.
Okay. So we were speaking about the cardinal and the controversy about what he said when he went to the presidency. Let's allow Emmanuel finish his point. Yes. Thank you.
Nigerians will have to make a decision whether what the cardinal said was actually the truth or what this presidential spokesperson is saying. How is the economy? How is the life of an average Nigerian? What has happened? What is the inflation rate? Insecurity? How is it? Though underreported nowadays, but how is it? You rescued Orire abduction student in Oye. Don't forget the 170 people in Woro town in Kwara State that was kidnapped when that attack happened that led to Vice President Kashim Shettima even visiting Kwara State. They are still in captivity up to now. Different Owa Onire in Kwara State is deserted. So you need to speak about all those communities that everybody, including the king, has run away. As security improved. So I think the decision to judge whether the Catholic bishops spoke right or not, they did it during Buhari, they did it, they always do it, even during Jonathan, they see themselves as a conscience. And as I've said, not like most Pentecostal pastors. They will tell you the way it is. And in the Catholic Church, in the Vatican City setting, cardinals hold...
We have a call.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, Ambrose.
Good morning. We thank God for another day.
Can you hear for me?
Yes, we can.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, you said what?
You're calling Women Radio 91.7 FM, Ambrose. Do you want to make a contribution?
And I'm listening to your program now. Yes, now.
Okay, go ahead.
Program now.
Go ahead.
And my name, we thank God for another. You see, this issue on ground, especially the issue of the Catholic bishop. I am a Pentecostal person, but I'm very happy and proud of them. Because our Pentecostal churches, they have kept mum, they have kept mute. I don't know for reasons best known to them. All the GOs, they have kept mute. So this Catholic bishop, this has been the antecedent. When things are not going well, they come out and they say it. They have spoken and their voice is the voice of the people. So for the presidency to begin to say what was discussed in private, is ruling Nigeria a private matter? Open matter now. So I don't know why they are trying to. Have they privatized Nigeria to their personal properties? People went to see you on behalf of the Nigerian people. I said you should keep quiet. This government is unprecedented in their. Hello?
We can hear you, Ambrose.
Yes, so for me, they should, this government, the Catholic bishop, they are just being sincere with them. Let them do something. See, there is a drug I used to buy 400 before. It's now 25. There's a drug I used to buy 35 before. It's now between 22,000. A Corolla of 2 million is now 10 million. Where do we want to start for? Electricity that we used to pay 500 naira before per month is now 10,000, 15,000. And then money has not increased. And then somebody is saying that they should keep quiet. Well, since the GOs of Pentecostal churches cannot do anything about it, I'm disappointed in them. This Catholic Bishop Conference, they have done well. And I'm telling you, they are speaking the mind of Nigeria. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Ambrose, for that. The number to call 07000 917 917 or 9155, beg your pardon, 917 917 or 0800 1235 917. You can text or WhatsApp us on 0703 1756 537 or 08155 917 917. Those are the numbers to text or call us. We've been speaking with our analyst Emmanuel Olonade on Daily News Review this morning on the Cardinal. Should I say the Cardinal versus the presidency at this point?
No, it wasn't even the Cardinal. It was just a Cardinal Nayekon that spoke.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
On behalf of because see, they owe it to Nigerians because Nigerians saw pictures of them with the presidency, saw videos of them visiting the presidency. And see, politics is propaganda. I can shake hand with you. For example, when Obi greeted Atiku in a conference, and you know the way Obi greets people, and bowed down to Atiku, greeting him. That was the picture Atiku posted. I attended the conference when they were trying to do opposition together. And since then, Obi has always stood up to shake Atiku and look him in the face. Because after that optics, and then the Atiku boys took it, as I run propaganda with it, it still felt like, no, this is what needs to be happening. They need to clarify their position. Let the world know this is the conversation we had. And the president was not comfortable with that conversation because we spoke the truth and we told him that people you are surrounded with, Mr. President, are not giving you the situation of things. And he said there has been hunger before he was born. So there's little or nothing they've spoken the truth. And as Ambrose rightly said, Ambrose has spoken the truth. Because that's the reality. As I said, Nigerians will speak their reality. That's the reality for Ambrose.
Yeah.
He has seen it that the drug I bought for this amount, how many years ago I'm buying it for this amount now, a Corolla car, 2 million. So everybody has a truth to speak. But when Cardinal Nayekan and Catholic Bishop generalize the truth, do Nigerians accept it or not? And if you don't accept it, I don't care. If you accept it, I don't care. Both can be the truth, but the truth has two sides. What side of the truth are you facing? Are you facing those in the villa truth that believe that the country is doing well? Or you are facing the common man's truth on the street that is going through hardship? So that is just the truth. And they've spoken well, they've said it right. So it now depends on us as a nation, as people, to tell our own truth also. But I don't speak the truth in general for everybody, because people that eat crumbs feel like they are enjoying what should be on the table.
Okay, we have other calls. Good morning, Prince.
Hello.
Good morning, Prince. Good morning.
Good morning to us. Let me do like my friend. Assalamu alaikum. I have Bible, I have Quran, I have Juju, I have a
Prince, behave yourself.
To me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Last week I decided to listen throughout, except the one that I was pushed to call.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be part of the journey. First, let's start from the issue of the kidnappings going on.
Mm-hmm.
If it will end when the people of Nigeria say, let it end. Are you getting me? Then secondly, on Cardinal and the presidency, I love the statement the Cardinal used. He said he is not willing to listen to any advice. Okay? That means he has a predetermined issue. Mr. Emmanuel, you were talking about results this morning, and you gave your analogy on the issue of law, the side of law, and whatever societal belief might see. And I remember 2022, 2023, one of the most pertinent questions or most discussed issue that came up was results. We did a waiver of that. Everybody forgot about it because somebody was sworn into power. Now the push went on, and for the first time, ANEC did this. I don't think for a recent time now we have had this kind of upload. Okay, we are having this, and Nigerians are trying to wave it off. You know, the first thing you ought to have presented, even if you are called for National Assembly job, is either your primary, which is the most important, as at when Nigeria was working, your school leaving certificate. And now somebody bypass all the necessary. And we that are thinking that I thought we went to school with our parents spent money on us. The last result that is not even demanding is what somebody presented. And we are saying we don't care. We are not the law, we are not the court. Somebody should pick it up and lawyers should give this. No. I don't care about that kind of thing. It's not a statement. Now, secondly, the Cardinal came up. And go to your Twitter later. Look at what is coming up. Look at the kind of flyers people are designing. We have potential Nigerians who are now waking up. APC, I don't care whoever is APC or who is PDP. APC have done every damaging they want to do. Look at what they are even giving Cardinal cup for drinking, doing all manner of. Look at what is going on. Do you think this? And for the painful part is the people that are even passing through the pain are the one marketing the pain to themselves. is the most painful part in this country. Lastly, from me, Kumi and Nima this morning, I want to ask you, both of you in the studio, election is just 5 months away from now. Are both of you going to vote or you are not going to vote? Do you have PVC, which is the most important? Because I see now that state governors and ministers are coming up with billboard adverts with huge amount of money, and it's causing issue in all over the whole places. What is it called? What is this governor? OT gave his own first, and the AAC candidate, governorship candidate, said, which is one of my sister, beautiful sister, your person, he said it's because the governor is afraid of her. I don't see that woman or that girl who go to the tax in the first place. Go and design an apron. God, the Lord's chosen apron, and put on if you cannot do pay for the bill. Is it the billboard that we are going to use to vote our candidates? Do you have your PVC? I am asking the two of you, going to all the Nigerians that are listening to us this morning, do you have your PVC? And will you be courageous enough to participate in this coming election? Because it's going to be tough. You hear the statement, none of you talked about the statement of the president. So I listened to it last week. I wanted people to talk about it. Nobody talked about it. Have a nice day, my dear brother.
Prince has gone to the left, to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west. I don't even know where to face. But yeah, this is still Women Radio 91.7 FM. The time is 14 minutes after 8, and this is Daily News Review. Nima is here, myself, for me, I am here, and our analyst for this morning, Emmanuel.
I give up.
I was about to say, the way I pronounce your name, I just say it that way. And then I was about to say, I just said, I don't have power for Nima this morning, please. Emmanuel is here as well. Alona Day. You know what? Let's just leave it like that. Yeah, we're all here. Emmanuel, please go ahead to complete your train of thought before we go.
Pronounce his name right. I'll buy you cheese balls.
I beg you.
So basically, I think Nigerians have their conscience. They can just choose and they can pick whatever it is they want to. But the Catholic bishop, they've spoken their truth. Is their truth your truth? Or you have another truth? But I can assure that every Nigerian that is not partisan and still has a bit of element of truth in them would actually understand that they've actually spoken the truth.
All right. Thank you so much. Do we have messages, Nima?
Yes, we do. Good morning to you in the studio. The corruption in this country will continue until we do food by restructuring this country. Revolution to the state is the way. Concentration of power to the center encourages corruption because I have not seen this type of federal system of government where the state government to the center to collect allocation every end of the month. That's from additional Wasiu in Ikorodu. The Catholic bishops have once again shown why they are often regarded as the conscience of the nation. I commend them for their courage, clarity, and willingness to speak truth when it matters most. The question is, will the PFN ever find the same boldness and courage to speak with such moral clarity regardless of who is in power? This is from Molushoga Chai from Odo Emmanuel. Articulated minds come forward to show positive steps to take this country forward instead of this issues that have always been there with us. The church is to be the bedrock of morality, so there's nothing wrong for them to speak against the ills of the society. But Obi standing in the middle line with the priest is nothing but hypocrisy. Prince and Evangelist Dixon are now always in the boxing ring. It is uncalled for. Everyone has the right to highlight his feelings. No one has the monopoly. Evangelist Shegun Oyedeji. Then there's a voice note.
Wasiu is my name. I'm calling you from Ikorodu. On the Catholic Bishop John Onoyeka that visited the presidency, I give kudos to that religious leader. They have spoken well. They have spoken the mind of majority of Nigeria to Mr. President, and it is left for Mr. President and his handler to concur, to agree with this statement. Because from all education, I discovered that, as Yoruba proverb says, Olotolu, Onekalu, whoever that speak truth, even in an association, in an office, or in any organization, you will see people try to isolate him or her just because he's saying the truth. Nigerians did not want the truth. Many people did not want the truth, and I give kudos to that cleric. Say the truth to the power. And as I said earlier, without the truth, those our leader will not know what is even going around them. Most especially in this country, where we have a lot of psychopaths, people that just want the president to just love them for one way, for one thing or the other, because of their demand or request or for Mr. President, they will never tell him the truth. I thank the cleric man and his team for saying the truth to the power. And Mr. President, let me use this moment to advise Mr. President also. The way this country is run, we can't make any progress until we do the needful. Let's restructure this country. I've never seen any federal system of government in the entire world where the state governor look more to the center to correct politics. Let us do the right thing at the right time. Let's restructure this country. Let each state generate their own resources. Most of these bandit camp, where these bandits are kidnapping, innocent people are taking them to. There's a lot of resources on that soil. We should do the needful. Let's decentralize this country. Let us have devolution of power to the state so that the state can harness their resources. And with this, majority of the citizens of each state, we have an opportunity of having job. If we continue in this manner, this banditry, kidnapping, criminality, and high corruption will continue. And Nigeria will continue to suffer for it. I hope the federal government under the leadership of President Tinubu will structure this country now. Let us structure this country now so that every resource will belong to the state. The state will take 10% to the center. So with this, each state can recruit the police, whatever the number of police they want, because they know they have resources to pay for this state police. Good morning, Additional Wasiu. My name is calling from.
Thank you, Additional Wasiu. Are those all the messages we have?
Oh no, we have one voice note and one message left.
Oh, go ahead.
Good morning, Fami. Good morning, Nima. Good morning, Mr. Emmanuel. Good morning to each and every one of us, and the valuable listeners listening to us all this morning. And Mrs. Ogoli, first and foremost, how has our weekend been? Listening on the discourse this morning, I couldn't help but notice not only a form of resignation to faith, melancholic feeling, and the rest of it, but for the life of me, I was just wondering, the president's result is always a controversy whenever elections come. I would never understand for the life of me, while the president's result will always be a controversy. Why can't the president just bring out the result and say, this is my result, and silence every other person questioning that result issue? The only way you can silence criticisms or speculations or conspiracy theories is when you present statistics or when you present facts. In the face of facts, speculations will just go out and hide. And I still can't fathom why, till date, we're always having issues with the president's results. If you no go school, tell us saying no go school. And if you go, making just prove saying go. But when Emmanuel said we should just leave it because it's going to be a dead end, sadly so, I feel pained because our children are watching, the future generation are listening, and they are telling us that they can also circumvent the system if President Bola Tinubu can. Secondly, on the cardinals issue and criticism, you see, I have discovered over time that the president is more open to commendations from sycophants and praise singers than constructive criticisms by those who actually are wearing the shoe and know where it pinches. The fact that the grass is greener from their end doesn't mean that the fact that the grass is greener on the end of the average Nigerian. Now, no one is trying to downplay the efforts of the president. The praise singers just give this louder than large ovation, while those who are criticizing him and his work and his administration constructively, albeit non-constructively, are not downplaying his work, like I said. But when you don't listen to what the people are feeling, you downplay the suffering of the people because they paint a very beautiful picture rather than the gloomy picture that is pervading our society. I want to appeal to the president, if he's listening this morning to Women Radio, that all is not rosy as they paint it to you. An intentional president will send those who are not biased out of the coffers of his office to go and check on the street, the street wiseness, to go and check what exactly is happening and get a field report, not colorful reports. And until you start doing that, you won't get the true picture of what the average Nigerian is feeling. I'm not here to cause any rank or buzz, boost or banter, but I'm saying let's state things the way they are. The way the economy is being run, by putting infrastructures in place. Have you forgotten that? I need to be alive to assess those things. And when you say dividend of democracy, it's an insult because naturally it should be so that an average Nigerian should be able to feel the fact that the president is on seat and not the brunt or the bonds of whatever chaff or crumbs they are dispensing. Good morning, everyone. Wishing you a productive day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Oboli. I think Mrs. Oboli is right when she says that there's an air of resignation. You know, people will just seem tired. Nobody wants, like, yeah, whatever they want to do, what they should do. Nobody's really, that resilience or that hope that Nigerians have. It's fast waning, and I don't know. Because, like Prince said, in 5 months' time, there'll be election. Are things going to get worse? Are they going to get better? Emmanuel, you seem like you want to respond.
No, just to what you said, who would have thought that Dati Baba Ahmed, that most Nigerians don't know, got to know in the last election standing with Obi, will be speaking against Obi today? Who would have thought that Kenneth Okonkwo, who told us Obi was the best thing after Agbaluma, will now be speaking against? So that's why I said, see, when you look at the way this stomach infrastructure political class of Nigeria move to fill their belly, sometimes you are discouraged. But we can't get discouraged until we have a nation of our own, that every Nigerian thrives in it. That's just my own submission to that.
All right. I don't have submission. I was going to ask you a question, Emmanuel. What is Sapamilori now? Oh my. I can't remember. I was going to ask you a question on something that I think Atiku had said, but it's gone. In 2 minutes, yes, Nima, quickly, the last one.
Okay. Mike from Ogun. Good morning, WFM crew. It is quite unfortunate that anyone requesting good governance is automatically labeled as a supporter of Peter Obi. In other words, once you demand something good, you are considered a Peter Obi supporter, but if you support bad governance, you are seen as a good Nigerian. Note that Catholic bishops cannot be intimidated because they are not in the church to make money. The church operates through a hierarchical structure, and its leaders cannot simply be bought over. The presidency made a very big mistake by not bringing its backup clappers to clap for every comment made by the president during the cardinal's visits. That's from Mike from Ogun. Good. Thank you very much, Mike, for that message.
Yes. On that note, we have come to the end of the Daily News Review. Nima was talking about parents who are involved in exam malpractice. Emmanuel, in 1 minute, what's your word? I honestly, because my parents,
if you can't get the president's secondary school results, should we be talking about this?
I was going to come to that. I don't
even know where you start again, Emmanuel, because was it you that just said, "Oh, it's not needed, it's needed"?
No, I'm saying,
Emmanuel,
get me right. It's context. I'm not saying we don't need the president secondary school results, first school certificate. But I'm saying the context that the opposition is asking for it. That's for election. After he has provided his university certificate that the Supreme Court itself had validated during the last election tribunal, and I said that any issue of certificate is pre-election. So I'm saying that in that context, you understand, we cannot give ourselves headache. It's context, please. We cannot give ourselves headache and be shouting that he has not submitted his, first school living certificate. Because in that context, section 318 sub 1, it is not valid. You understand? But morally, if we are to ask, because see, parents supporting children from exam malpractice is a moral ground that is affecting our values in society. So morally, we can now put the two contexts together and say that those who ought to lead by example are not even leading by example as leaders. Then parents are mirroring this to their children and it's becoming a norm. So it is context. And that's what people fail to understand. You have to put things in context of what you are speaking to. And that's why I said the issue of his second certificate, it's not something that can work if you keep pushing it in that context. But if you put it to just opposite with parents and all these things, well, what can you say?
It is well. Please, parents, what are you teaching your children when you start getting involved in exam malpractices? I find it such a strange phenomenon. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I just was not exposed to that sort of thing. I don't know. But
that is a pastor.
Because your children
that is a pastor.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Let's leave it like that. Because hey, okay. Emmanuel, thank you so much for coming on your program today. Anybody wanted to say something?
No, I said that I think it's because your children are not grown. Like they are
Yeah.
Even when I
Nima is
was
saying you have
younger,
the potential. I give up on you with this body.
I am saying that maybe when her children are at that stage, when
I
they
will
don't
not.
She will engage in exam malpractice for them.
I will not.
put words into my mouth.
See what Nima is saying.
No,
No.
what I'm just saying is that when it was my turn, I got home to tell my mommy that, mommy, this is what this person's mother is doing. So she got to know about, because my parents told me you have a brain. If you can use it, it's your headache. So maybe when your children are at that stage, they can tell you that, okay, mom, this is what this person is doing. Then you will know it really happens. Emmanuel, please don't put me in trouble.
All right, it's been a great one on this today's edition of the Daily's Review. Have a great day, man. As always, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on here. Up next
Thank you
is
for having me.
9:05 is her land. So go anywhere.